Hi, this is Kathy Basel with Lifestyle Advantage, 30-Day Nutrition and Wellness Challenge. What we do here is look to bring a better balance between mind and body to help you get back into balance again so that the weight releases naturally. Along the journey, you're invariably going to run into emotional challenges that can lead to things like stress eating. And we teach tools, kind of fill your toolbox with different ways that you can kind of divert some of the energy before it runs into some of the eating disorders like, maybe a stress eating or a binge eating that can cause problems. So the process that I'm going to share with you today, it's called tapping. It's also known as emotional freedom technique, which is abbreviated sometimes as EFT. Now, EFT is a wonderful technique because you can do it yourself. And what I'm going to do today is run through a tapping script. You follow kind of like a monkey see, monkey do. Follow along with what I do with the tapping and with the clearing. And essentially what the process does is bring up some of the charge around the emotions that are underlying some of the behaviors that we have. So we'll tap on different points. I'll say things and you repeat them. And what we'll do, bring up the energy around that, and then we'll replace it with some better beliefs and notions that can help to bring a better balance. So it's kind of fun. It's easy, like I said. What I'm tapping on today, the script I've written, is kind of geared towards binge eating, because we all have those times when we get a little stressed out and maybe we have a cookie which leads to 2 or 3 or 6 cookies, and before no time you felt a little bad. So you can really fill this in with pretty much anything. It works for all kinds of things. Today, again, we'll be talking about binge eating. So before you start, what I'd like you to do is tap into the emotion that is underlying this. A lot of times it's stress. It might be for you, it could be sadness, depression, loneliness, fear, all kinds of different things. So if you'll just tap into what that emotion is for you. For me, I'm going to use stress because I'm definitely a stress eater. And on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most intense, how is that feeling for you? So let's say you're an 8 at the beginning. We're going to run through the process and then touch base after the tapping and see how much it's reduced. You might find that you want to do the tapping sequence 3 times in order to get it as close down to a 1 or a 0 as possible. And I recommend that if this is your notion about stress eating as one of the triggers for binge eating yourself, then you might want to do this kind of tapping exercise on a daily basis until you feel more balanced and in control again. So anyways, let's get started. I'm going to run through the points first so that you know where we'll be tapping, and then we'll start with the clearings. So first is on top of the head, and there's really no way to do this wrong. Maybe 3 fingers just tapping somewhere on top of the head. The second point is the inside of the eyebrow. You can use a couple fingers here. On the outside of the eye is the next one. Then we move to the lower under the eye. Then under the nose, just kind of on this fleshy part under the nose. Then on the cleft of the chin, so right under the lips and the cleft of the chin. The next point is on the collarbone, so kind of where this U is, just to the right of that, and that can be 2 or 3 fingers again. The last point is going to be under the arm. Some people tap this way. I like to look like a monkey, so I kind of do it this way, but whatever is fun for you. The very first point we're going to start with kind of sets up the whole thing. So we're going to begin chopping. We're going to be tapping here on what is called the karate point or the chop point. So let's begin. So here's how it begins. I did it again. I got stressed and I ate things that I knew I shouldn't have. Why do I do that? It never makes me feel better. In fact, now I feel worse. I feel guilty. I feel frustrated, kind of angry, and my body just feels bad. Why do I do this over and over again? It never helps. It doesn't change things. I feel bad. But I realize that beating myself up, that's not going to change things either. So I'm going to give myself permission to just be curious. What's all this about? What can I do differently to understand what's really driving this? I don't need to judge this like I usually do. Even though I've been stress eating, I love and accept myself, and I'm okay. Okay, let's move to the top of the head. Even though I'm stress eating, I love and accept myself, and I'm okay. I'm turning to food because I'm stressed. I'm looking for a little relief. But what I'm really doing is tricking myself. I'm tricking myself to believe this is self-care. I eat because I just want to feel good. It almost feels like I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing this because I want to feel good. And right now, I'm a little stressed, uptight, and a little overwhelmed. I'm just eating because I want to feel good. It's scary to face these emotions. I'm lacking control in this area of my life. Eating helps me avoid that pain. I'm using food to avoid that pain. I'm using food because I'm a little out of control. I just want a little peace. And I can't seem to get a handle with everything that's going on right now. Well, too much trauma and drama. And that creates this stress. Then I turn to food. I trick myself into believing that this is self-care. I trick myself to believe that this is going to bring relief. I'm going to indulge in this because I want peace. Maybe this will bring me peace. I could use a little peace and calm. It's safe for me to look at these feelings. It's safe for me to step away from this food. I don't need food to bring me peace. I'm ready to look at this in a new way. And to look at how I've been perpetuating this trauma and drama. I can be kind to myself. I just need to be a little curious. Why am I eating these foods that aren't good for me? Maybe I've been eating because it makes me feel a little safe. But now I know I am safe. It's safe for me to look at this area of my life. It's safe for me to make a new start. I want peace in my life. I'm ready to choose it and choose it now. I unconditionally love and accept myself. Nice. Now, how does that feel? Does the charge around this, can you kind of feel a different vibration? And maybe it's a little bit more peace and relaxation, right, in your body. Oh, different vibration. And score this on a scale of 0 to 10 again. Now, how do you rate now? You might have begun at an 8. Maybe it's dropped to a 2. Maybe it's only dropped to a 5 or a 6. So again, you may want to repeat this a couple of times until you find even greater relief and get as close to 1 or 0 as you possibly can. And again, doing this on a daily basis until you feel a little bit more stable and balanced might be a wonderful, wonderful practice. But keep this. We'll have this on the Lifestyle Advantage website. You can find more information below. And for today, I wish you well.